Here's another sign the online economy is a whole lot healthier than the rest of America. CSN, an electronic-only retailer that competes with Amazon, Home Depot, and Crate & Barrel, is booming. This private Boston-based company expects sales to surge more than 50% this year, topping $500 million. And CSN is hiring like crazy. With us on this Jobs Day is CSN Chairman and CEO Steve Conine. Steve, how many jobs are you going to add this year?
So far this year, we've added about 150, and we expect to add another 200 by the end of the year. 200
by the end of the year, so a total of about 350 people this year alone. What will that take you to in terms of total headcount?
So I think toward the end of this year, we'll probably be close to about 1,000 total headcount. We're right about 800 today.
So, okay, you're adding people at a pace of about 40, almost 50% a year, almost as fast as your sales are growing. What kind of employees are you looking for? What kinds of skill sets? How much do you need to pay them? Where are these people?
You know, it's really across the board. We've hired a lot of people right out of school. We have great kind of entry-level jobs in our customer service group, in our marketing groups, and all the way up through to we've hired a lot into our project management side of our business, supplier operations, logistics, and then we hire a lot of engineers. We have about a 60-person engineering team at this point. And we're growing that team aggressively, and it's different dynamics depending on kind of different roles we're trying to fill. But a lot of kind of liberal arts schools, all the way through to very technical institutions. People coming out of other businesses, other technology, businesses or engineering type backgrounds.
Steve, we know that the unemployment rate is hovering around 9%, and many companies do not feel the need to hire. As a result, do you find that you have the pick of the litter, or is hiring for the kinds of people that you need actually competitive?
I would say it's quite competitive. To hire really the top talent out there, I think they have choices, and there's a lot of companies that are vying to really pick up the best people they can. I would say we have a particularly, we feel it's particularly tough in the software engineering, technology side. But throughout the different parts of the business, it's fairly competitive for the top talent, and there are definitely prospects for people out there.
Is the country, in your opinion, producing enough of these kinds of people to meet the demand of companies like yours and those you compete with?
I think on the software side of internet development, it's a new enough field still that I think the demand is outpacing the supply. Hopefully we'll close that gap as a country over the next few years here. I think in other parts of our business that we're seeing quite a lot of good qualified candidates, and usually don't have to look for too long, or don't feel like we're running at that much of a disadvantage that we're lacking people on that side.
Steve, I mentioned that you're on your way to some $500 million a year in sales. How big do you need to get? You're private before you go public, because I think of at least one of the companies you compete with, Amazon. It's going to be almost a $50 billion company this year.
Right. There's certainly the gorilla, I would say, in our space. I think we're at a size today we probably could go public. We really think there's an opportunity to grow it quite a bit larger than we are today before we sort of go down that route, or before that makes as much sense for us as a business. We've just raised a round of outside equity, actually, that we're excited about using to help fuel some of our growth over the next few years here.
I was reading about that, $165 million from some venture capital firms, including Spark Capital, home to our friend Mo Koifman, and also Battery Ventures. What did the $165 million investment value CSN at?
We haven't really disclosed the specific valuation that we got, but we were happy with it. We raised capital at a time where we didn't really have to as a company, and we think we'll be able to provide great value to our investors, and it was a good deal for us as well.
And one last thing, CSN. It's not, I have to be honest with you, it's not the catchiest of names. Is that something you're going to stick with, or will you change it?
It's not something we're going to stick with. The plan is to actually rebrand our company as Wayfair, and really try to push that as our main brand, turn that into a destination that will be the best place to shop for and buy home goods on the internet.
All right, CSN becoming Wayfair. Steve, thanks very much.